Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode here in NHL 24. So in last episode, we had the draft and re-sign stage, and I'd say obviously we are still going into a full-on rebuild at this stage, but we do have a lot of promise, at least with our young roster, and I'm very excited to see what they could do and hopefully that they start getting development. Obviously, we don't want to have the best season possible, but we do want to have a lot of guys at least start to produce on good levels and start to develop. As you can see, like Michael Mesa being up to an 88 is amazing. Same with Perfetti being up at an 87, Lucius being at an 85. Like, the future is definitely pretty bright with the future of this team, and I think we should be a good team within the next few years, permitted that guys like Irving, for example, get more growth. Irving scored 29 goals in his rookie season, so I'm hoping he gets a big opportunity this year, and maybe he could get into the 30 or 40 goal range. But even if they aren't doing well, it's okay. There will be a lot of rookies jumping into our lineup this season, so it's going to be interesting to see how those guys integrate with the guys already in our lineup. So guys like Brad Lambert are going to be jumping up. Likely Lindstrom is going to be jumping up, Kumpalainen, and we should also probably have Hellenius back as well. But we are likely going to be sending guys like Hemming back to the AHL for another season, but it is still looking very solid on the offensive side of things. Defensively, not so much, and we also do have some questions like going into probably this season. Like, if our team obviously is not doing well, do we still want to hold on to Morrissey throughout the rest of this rebuild territory as well? Do we want to hold on to Heinola, Kolyachonok? Those guys are all pending UFAs at the end of the season. So we might want to hold on to them, but they might be more just stopgaps for now. Morrissey, I feel like, is a guy that I wouldn't mind holding on till he retires, because without him, we don't really have as much offense from our back end, and we know that's a crucial thing in franchise mode. It seems like to have a good puck-moving defenseman. So I wouldn't mind holding on to these guys, but at the same time, obviously, it would be nice to draft replacements for them. So hopefully we could get that done in the next few episodes. And then our goaltending situation is not too bad either. So I am very excited to see what ends up happening with our young team and how they produce. And obviously, like I said, I don't want to be a playoff team, but I do want to have good growth and good production from our young talent. So that is the key thing for our team going forward. But anyways, let's get into your guys' comments and see what you guys have to say about our team. So the first comment is from Tavin Gaming, who says, after rebuild next year, I think you should go all in free agency. There is usually a good player in there that will have a good effect on the squad. Go Jets today. I think he just means go Jets go. I think for some reason go got auto-corrected to today. But anyways, he's saying to basically in a few years, once the rebuild is like kind of officially over, to bring in a good free agent. That probably could be something we do. But obviously we will have to figure out what that type of player is that we're going to need at that stage. Is it going to be another really good defenseman? Is it going to be another forward? I'm thinking it's going to be probably more of a defenseman that we'd have to go for in the middle of the rebuild, or once the rebuild is fully done. Because if Morrissey ends up leaving, obviously we would need another stud defenseman. So maybe at some point we'll pick up a good free agent. But obviously right now we want the youth to try and take those reins and develop into being those superstar players. The next comment is from Michael Dose, who says, I think you need to sign a couple defensemen as it looks very thin at the NHL level, and I tend to agree. So I think what we're probably going to end up doing is having Galvis and Salamonson back in the AHL for another year, which means only these four defensemen are in the NHL. So what I probably will end up doing is using Lundmark as a depth option in the NHL. So technically we have 5. So I probably will bring in a couple more defenders and give them a lot of money as well, just to be cap whales. I know some of you guys say it's unrealistic, but that's what we're going to have to do, because our team right now has 49 million in cap space and 9 contract spots. So that's probably what we're going to end up doing, is signing ourselves 2 more defensemen, and they will also be cap whales just to help out with the cap situation. The next comment is from Sanaro Otaku, who says, too bad you couldn't have traded one or both your picks in the first round that you used for Kubos. I don't think you should make any trades right now. Embrace the tank. Hope you get a high up lottery pick and then address your defensive needs in next year's draft. And I tend to agree quite a bit with that. I think obviously next year's draft, if it has good defenders in it, that would be really great for us, because that's definitely our area of need. Offensively, we have a lot of good talent in it already, but eventually some of those guys will have to flip away if they aren't really getting into that type of role that we need. So there is that. And then the last and final comment is from Tate Anderson, who said, you simmed past one of your second round picks and got a low top 6 for Seabrook. Edit, you ended up realizing. And yeah, that was a really weird scenario because I'm not really used to having multiple picks consecutively. So I just went to auto sim because I'm used to auto simming to my next pick, but I didn't realize my next pick was already on the board, so to speak. So it was a little bit weird, but it's okay. At least we still got an okay prospect for the time period, because that draft, it wasn't really the best on paper. You could see Seabrook, we got this guy. He was a low 6. I mean, he could still pan out to being something decent, maybe more so at the AHL level, but I still don't mind that pick. But we did address a couple defensive needs, getting in like Barnett, Rocha as a low 4. So we are still trying to address the defensive prospects. Obviously, we don't have a stud defensive prospect yet, but I'm hoping that could be the thing that we get in these next few drafts that could really turn the tides of this rebuild. So anyways, those were the comments we got in the last video. So let's get into some free agent signings and sign ourselves 2 depth defensemen. Well, not depth defensemen, 2 defenders. And we'll probably give one of them like a max contract. I know some of you guys are going to be like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Well, I'm only doing it just because of the fact we're low on cap. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't. So we will sign ourselves maybe just some average defenders, because obviously we don't want to simulate too good. We'll give, I could bring back Alec Regula, to be honest. He's not really that bad of an option. We did let him go. And how was he with us last season? I don't remember exactly. +6, 14 points. You know what? We'll bring him back. Why not? He's a right-handed defenseman as well, which is kind of nice. And we'll give him more money than he's asking for. We'll give him like $6 million bucks, because he's likely not even going to be dealt anyways, because of the fact he's going to have low value. So we'll give him $6 million bucks for a year just to help us out in the cap department. And we will also sign ourselves another defenseman that is young if possible. Somebody like who is young? I guess Tim Burney as a 27-year-old. Why not? Yeah, we'll bring in Tim Burney as the other one. And instead of giving him a 2-way deal, obviously, we will give him a max contract, which is going to look stupid, but like I said, it's just more because of the cap situation. And this should get us closer to the cap floor. If we're not at the floor yet, we'll definitely sign some more players to 1-way deals for the AHL squad. So that way we could replace the guys that are coming up from the NHL with AHL players. So we could sign some forwards too here in this offseason, but let's just see how close we are to the cap floor first. Also, I don't remember if I was supposed to sign any scouts. I think I was supposed to. I don't think anybody reminded me about it, so let me just double check. The scouting department, oh yeah, there's the St. Pierre guy. So who is our worst rated scout at the moment? Fournier. So this scout is going to be assigned to the USA East. I got to remember that. So let's fire Fournier. And we will hire ourselves that A scout. There's actually some Bs as well, so we could actually clean house on a lot of scouts, which is good. Okay, so we're going to be able to hire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 scouts. Okay, let's fire our other 8 scouts that are not that good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So actually, yeah, I guess we'll just hire 7 of them. 7 more of them, so 8 total. So let me write down the other leagues that we need to sign these guys to, because or else I'll forget. And I'm going to have to probably make a cut in this episode when I do that. We need Russia ×2. We need SHL. We also need USA West as well. QMJHL. And we also need Extra Liga. So there's a lot of scouts that we're going to be replacing, but it will definitely help us out in terms of drafting the right prospects. So we're going to get rid of all these C-rated scouts and bring in all those B-rated ones and that one A-rated one. So 8 scouts total. And that will be good. And then we should be able to have some better draft results, I would hope, in these next few years. So let's go to hire scouts. Good that I remembered about this, because I honestly almost forgot. This scout has a lot of interest, so we're going to just jump that up to the max and see if that will help it out. If we don't get that A- scout, hopefully we get another, we could get ourselves another decent scout anyways, but a lot of teams are interested in these scouts. I probably should have went for them on day 1, but I completely forgot. Let's just give them what they're wanting. I'm hoping that they'll come to us, but they might honestly not want to come to us. And if they don't, we'll have to get more C-rated scouts again, but it is what it is. As long as we replace some of those worse ones with better ones. So, should be able to get most of these guys in. And I'm going to have to reassign them at the start of next season. So there you go. I actually offered one more contract than I needed to, because we were technically supposed to do the 8, but that's okay, because if one of them doesn't accept, hopefully the other one does instead. So the scouting is good and taken care of. Let's advance a few days and see if we get ourselves those guys into the NHL to help our cap situation. There's a scout accepting. Phil Nugent Hopkins says no. Same at 209, and so we need still 2 more scouts at the moment. Let's see, is they're all gonna reject? Another person rejected. Jeez. Okay, well, this sucks. I should have done this a little bit earlier, but oh well. There's another one joining us. Maybe I should just go through this actually quick, and then I'll see how much scouts we still need. Looks like some of them didn't even accept yet. I hope that they all accept, because that would be nice. Or a good chunk of them. There's Regula back and Tim Burney. We won't worry about the free agents just yet. Okay, now we will worry about the free agents. Let's see our scouts. See how much more we need to still sign up. 5 of them rejected. Jeez, that's not great. Not great at all. So I guess we will bring in 5 C-rated scouts, because we need to have still 20 out of 20 scouts. But there is a chance these scouts will get replaced in future years. So there you go. We'll offer those guys contracts. And how are we in terms of our NHL salary cap hit? Do we still have needing to sign more players? Yes, we do. Okay, so we'll sign ourselves a couple of forwards as like depth options. Probably more so for the AHL, but let's sign some people to some one-way deals to help with the cap situation. So let's sign ourselves a forward and a winger, and we will give them a buttload of money as like a 78, 77 kind of guy. So somebody like John Beecher. Is it John Beecher or Jack Beecher? I think it's John, right? Yeah, John. We'll bring in John Beecher. We'll give him a 1-year deal, and we won't give him 19 million bucks, but we will give him like 5 or 6 million to bin, and that should get us to the cap floor a bit. But we are going to do 2 players here just to play it safe. So 4.3 on Beecher. That way we have also flexibility when we go to make trades, if we end up going to do that this season. And our other depth option, that's like a 77, 78, is going to be B.O. Gruel, because why not? So we'll give him also like 4 or 5 million bucks, and that will help us out. That way we also have guys that could actually play in the NHL if for some reason our young prospects aren't ready. And that should get us to the cap floor. And then, yeah, we are pretty much ready to go at that point. Okay, let's see what we got here. So there's a scout in. There's another scout in. My voice is trying to go on me because I was recording a roster video earlier. And, of course, we did not get that one guy. That sucks. We got him. And there should be one more, right? There we go. So we need still one more. And we do get both those depth options. We do still need one more scout to sign up, not one more player. And then we should be at the 20 out of 20, and then we could reorganize that at the start of the season. A lot of due diligence to start the season, but that's okay. So let's hire ourselves another C-rated one that will actually accept. Chandler Hart, why not? And that should work out. And then we should be at the cap floor, right? Let me see. Yep, we're over the cap floor, so now we should be able to have that flexibility of moving cap space. We could retain on people anyways, too, to help us out with that if needed. Let's see. Should get that scout in. There we go. Chandler Hart is in. And we're pretty much ready to go, I think. We don't need any coaches, I believe, right? Okay, never mind. We do need a lot of coaches. I completely forgot about that. So we need AHL head. We need an AHL associate. AHL goalie coach and assistant. And then NHL wise, we need an assistant. Holy, I didn't realize we needed this much, or else I would have already addressed that. Okay, so we need a lot of coaches. I completely forgot about that too. So this is going to be an off season of a lot of changes, I guess. So Umberger, who's going to be the best fit for our team potentially? Oh, a 60. Guillermo Cardwell, you're going to be our assistant coach. You're going to be our assistant coach in the NHL. So welcome to Winnipeg, and hopefully that works out well. We're also going to need a goalie coach, as we mentioned. Let's see if there's anybody with good teaching grades as well. Nobody really down there, so we might just hire anybody that has good teaching grades, but let's sort by teaching. Anybody listed as an NHL goalie coach? Let's just see. For some reason they don't have goalie coach listed on this type of thing, which is weird. Like, why isn't goalie coach its own category? Let me just go down to this. Actually, let's sort by quality here. I don't know why they don't have goalie coach as an option to sort by. Looks like there's no goalie coaches, or am I wrong? Maybe there's some down near the bottom of this list. But yeah, I'm hoping for a good season ahead in terms of production rise. Playoff wise, hopefully not. Okay, so there's nobody that's actually listed as a goalie coach, which means we're just gonna have to find, I guess, the ones with the A- and make them our goalie coach. There's an A+, actually, never mind, there's the teaches goalies. So this guy's going to be an NHL goalie coach. And we'll give him more money, because why not? Radek Spotcheck. And we will also give you the chance to be our HL goalie coach. A lot of interest on these guys, but it would be nice to get these guys in to help out with, like, Gabriel Dag in the minors. So there's our goalie coaches. And then we need an AHL assistant and an AHL associate. So let's try and go and hire those. So let's sort this again. And go AHL associate. Let's go with the one with the best teaching grade, if there is one. There's one with a B. Let's just go with this one instead, because he's a generalist. Give him a little bit more money. And hopefully he accepts that. And an assistant coach-wise as well. We don't want anyone that just teaches goalies. We want kind of a more generalist option if there is one, which there is one with B- teaching, so we'll do that. So that should work out. Yeah, that should work out. And if those guys reject, obviously we could go back to other ones, but gives us a bit more coaching staff with good teaching grades and all that thing to help out with our young players, which is great. So let's see if any of those guys reject. So Cardwell doesn't like the quality of our roster, so that's an important one to get back. So we'll try on Cardwell again. Spotcheck has accepted. Kames has accepted. Bobick has accepted. What a name. Let's go back to Cardwell. The other one I think hasn't accepted yet, but we will throw our hat out for Cardwell. See if he accepts now, because he doesn't want to join this roster, but we're going to get him regardless. He is going to be an assistant coach. We'll just give him a ton of money, because that way he'll accept. Oh, the max I could give him was $2 million. Did I try him the max before? I don't think I did. If I did and he rejected, then we might have a bit of a problem, but I'll try my best to get him in. I don't know why he doesn't like the quality of a roster, because I honestly do. Clutterbuck has accepted, so there's another coach in. And there you go, Cardwell has accepted. So we should have our entire coaching staff now as well. Yep, we have our entire coaching staff, except for there's no actual AHL head coach. I completely forgot about the head coach for the AHL. Oops. Let's do that too, because we need an AHL head coach for sure. So, who wants to be our AHL head coach? Who has, like, maybe the best team fit? Or the best teaching grade, actually, we should go by. And team fit, let's see. Teaching. This guy has an A-. Only a 12% fit, though. So I'd probably rather go for this 21%. Yeah, we're going to go for that 21% guy as our AHL head coach. Jace Chipchura. Welcome aboard. We'll give you a lot more money as well, because I don't care about the money situation, because we don't have a budget. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so that should be our entire coaching staff dealt with. Let's sim to next season. There you go, Chipchura is in. And then we'll see what our lineup is looking like. We'll probably simulate not too much in this episode, like maybe 1 or 2 months. Maybe we'll simulate to January the 1st or December 1st, somewhere around that. I don't want to go too far. We're getting offered Ryan Lindgren, which is not a bad player to bring in, but at the same time, I don't really want to bring in a good player. We're trying to rebuild here, not give up picks at the moment. So, but yeah, I'm very excited to see what our team is going to be doing this season. I'm hoping for a big year for Michael Misa. That would be great. So, what do we got here? Let's go to roster moves first and make sure we got everybody in the NHL that we want to have in the NHL. So, goalies is good. Defense, let's see, anybody to come up? Lundmark was technically supposed to be a depth defenseman and Galvis was supposed to go down. I do like the looks of Galvis quite a bit. But what would we run? These three and Galvis, I guess Bernie would go down to the AHL. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll keep Lundmark in the AHL, I guess, and Galvis will actually get the play this year. So, actually, no, Lundmark won't be in the AHL. He would be just as a depth option still. So, NHL-wise, we'd be running Morrissey, Heinola, Kyrou, Regula, Kolyachonok, Galvis, and then Lundmark as the depth defenseman. That's fine with me, at least for now. Right wing-wise, nobody should come up. Hemming technically is NHL ready now, which is not what I was expecting. I might keep him down there, depending. Let's see, anybody that should be sent down. Gru could get sent down. And then we could call up... Yeah, we're not going to call up Grosek. He gets another year down there at least. He's listed probably as a depth forward, minor scoring forward, so he's going to get another year in the AHL. We could call up Hemming for Gru. And then, wow, Luke Misa is even ready too. And also Connor Levi, I think, almost. Misa could come up, but there's not really any fit there for him. So let's just do this. I don't really want to scratch any of the younger guys, so I might send some of them back down to call up players. But let's just go best NHL lines for a sec and see who it scratches. Does it scratch anybody that I don't want scratched? Brad Lambert. That's one that I definitely do not want scratched. Which means we're probably going to send down... I could send down Hellenius. He is listed as a depth forward. The other guys are listed as like fourth liners. So they should probably be in the lineup. So yeah, I think Hellenius is going to get sent down. And we will call up ourselves our depth forwards that we literally just sent down. So we will call up Gru. And I think we'll also call up as a depth forward John Beecher, obviously. Yeah, I know. And then I have to send down Hellenius. He's going to get one more year in the AHL just because he's listed as a depth forward. And then we go best lines here. And we need to take Gru out of the lineup because he's not going to be in. And then we get Brad Lambert in. So, lineup-wise, let's rework this to where we want it. So, we probably want to run something like this, almost. Brad Lambert is also listed as a depth forward, but he's a good centerman. Stankoven is really good face-off-wise, but he also plays left side, so I'll play him on the left side. Lindstrom is a left winger slash center. Kupari's a center slash left winger. We'll probably have Lindstrom on the wing since he's not as good. And then we'll probably go with Hemming as the fourth liner because he's a two-way. Kumpalainen is a playmaker, so it makes sense for him more to be on a third line. He isn't technically a right winger, though, which is interesting. Logan Stankoven shoots right, though, so I will move him over to the right side and Kumpalainen to the left side. Yeah, that's not bad. We could also rework who is the center on this line multiple times if we want to. So this is what I'm thinking for our forwards. Michele Misa and Chinnikov, Lucius, Perfetti, and Irving. Kumpalainen, I should say. Lambert and Stankoven, and a fourth line of Hemming, Kupari, and Lindstrom. This looks pretty nice. We might oversimulate the season based on the roster. And then defensively, what do we want to run? Something like this could work. Morrissey and Regula, Kyrou and Heinola, and Kolyachonok in the rookie Galvis. Goaltending-wise, Dostal and Ellis, and then depth-wise, Beecher and Gru and Lundmark. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, and I'll probably just leave the power play set up the way this coach has, I think. Let me double check, make sure there's not anything egregious in terms of, this one's not great. Maybe it's because Chinnikov's on the point, and we'll keep it the same. I honestly don't care if we simulate bad because of chemistry issues, so there you go. We might honestly over-simulate, though, with this roster, I feel like. In an AHL wise, let's just go head coach preferred lines and see if there's anybody scratch. It shouldn't be. Ranta's low elite, so he needs to be in. Ivanov, not super important, so we just need to get Ranta in for Danny Zhilikin. That's where he will fit in. And then let's make sure our top prospects are in the right spots. So Grosek, Misa, and Hellenius, very nice top line there in the AHL. Then we have medium top 6, medium top 9, medium top 9. I would rather Barlow be up there than Levi. Skrbek doesn't matter too much. Cam should probably be up there as well. So we'll do something like that. We will probably give Ranta second line time instead of Rafalski. He'll probably move down to the third line maybe. 19 years old, 20 years old. And we'll keep it like that. That's fine. Yeah, I think that's what we'll run with forward-wise, AHL-wise, and in defensively. Let's see if we can get rid of these minuses. No, we can't really. That's okay. And then Dag and Grant. Dag is up to 78, so he's probably NHL-bound next season. But there you go. Both NHL and AHL looking very good, and yeah, I'm very, very excited to see what this team does this season. Okay, so I'm going to quickly make a jump cut and reassign all the scouts, and then I'll see you guys back up here in a second. Okay guys, so we should have our scouts set up properly to the regions that we didn't have scouts before. And now we are pretty much ready to actually start simulating. So we probably won't simulate, like I said, too much. We'll probably simulate maybe 2 months. Let's simulate to like December the 1st. I think that's a good stopping point. That way we can kind of assess how good our team is doing at that stage. Hopefully a lot of the rookies could do well this season, and maybe we could have a Calder winner. That would be nice. So let's see how we do in the preseason, and then we'll simulate the first 2 months, I guess, and see what we're looking like at that point. But yeah, should be an interesting season for this team. I hope we don't over simulate too much, but it honestly could happen with how our roster looks on paper. Like moving out Morrissey might be the thing that helps make this team not that good, but okay, 4-3 in the preseason. Let's take a look at who led us in points. It was Chinnikov with 9 points in 7 games. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Now we can get into the regular season and see what this team is made of. Hopefully we don't have too much injury trouble, but at the same time it might happen. So let's go to November the 1st and see how we do in our first month of action. And we start off, wow, this is simulating a lot faster than I thought. That was a weird skip. Okay, off to a bit of a weird start. A lot of extra frame losses and also some wins. 3-3-2 in our first 8 games of the year, which is not terrible, but obviously it's not a good start, which is exactly what we kind of want. Stankoven's is off to a great start, so I'm very excited to see what like that third line, that second line is doing. Also, obviously the first line. But let's do 1 more month, and then we'll see how this team is at that stage. But we aren't going to simulate too much because I don't want to over-simulate and then our team makes the playoffs, you know. But at this rate, we're not off to a good start, which is pretty good. Because this is exactly the type of start our team wants, is not too good. And we want to hope that there's good defensive prospects in this year's draft, which we'll probably take a look at after this simulation portion. But yeah, very weird start to the year for our team. Final 2 games of this episode, 7-9-3. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. It's good that we're not simulating too good. And Misa's point per game on a team that is below 500, which is awesome to see. So that's exactly what we kind of need, is we need bad results from our team, but we need good results from the players on the team in terms of points production. So let's take a look at what has been going on with the team so far at this point. See if there's anybody that's been really good. So yeah, Misa point per game is great. Perfetti is under point per game, but he's on the second line. He's been pretty good at this point in time. Lucius has been doing solid. Same with Stankoven. Definitely slowed down since we last saw him, though. Kupari's been actually really good, too. His trade value could go up a lot if he continues to produce like this, which is great because then we could trade him away for something decent. Kumpalainen on 5 points, not terrible, but not the best of starts for him. He's not the best offensive player, but once he gets more into like a top 6 role, maybe he'll be good. Lambert only on 4 points is not ideal. But once again, he's a two-way forward. Maybe he'll start to generate some offense soon. Michelli on 14 points is pretty damn good. Lindstrom on 7 points is not bad, but a -8. Not a bad start for Caden Lindstrom. We head to the right wing side of things. Irving's off to a great start. 12 points in 19 games, and he's a +3. 6 goals already in this stage, so he might be on pace for a career year. No game-winning goals so far, which is kind of uncharacteristic of him, but he is looking like a really solid goal scorer at this stage. Chinnikov on 9 points is pretty solid, but not as good as I was expecting. And Emil Hemming on 7 points ain't too bad either. Defensively, Morrissey has been tragic defensively. Him and Regula have not worked out at all. No goals so far for Josh, but he's got 12 points and a -15 in 19 games. But the rookie Thomas Galvis has been great. 7 points and a +12. So whoever gets paired with Kolyachonok usually has a good season, it seems like. Now Galvis is probably, he's not getting a ton of ice time, but he does have a short-handed goal as a defender, which is cool. Heinola on 7 points, Kairu on 5 only. Kolyachonok on 5 points +6. And yeah, Regula is a -16 in 19 games. So that Morrissey and Regula pairing is not doing as much as I was expecting. And in our goaltending numbers from Colton Ellis has been really good, but Lucas Dostal not off to the best of starts, but that's okay. His contract at least will keep us cap float for the next few years. So there is our player stats. Not too bad at this stage. Liking the way some of these young guys are performing. Okay, so there is that. I don't know if there was anything else I wanted to take a look at. What was it that I wanted to take a look at? Oh, yeah, the draft class and stuff. I will quickly take a look actually at our team stats to see what is wrong. We don't want to necessarily address it, though, because we want to be bad. But currently, through the first little bit, we are one of the worst teams in the league. And in terms of offense, our offense is not the worst, but it is not the greatest. So we don't have great depth scoring. Our goals against per game wise is that's where we're kind of struggling. We're allowing a bit more than we should be, but we're kind of like mid-table still. We're actually pretty damn good on the power play at 25% at this stage and an 82.5% on the PK. So our special teams are doing well. Okay, let's briefly take a look at the draft class. So we're not going to look at the trading block in this episode because likely there's no trades to make. But let's take a look at the draft class just to see what there is out there for us if we're going to be tanking. No defensive prospects in the top 10, it looks like, which is not ideal. But there is some pretty good medium elite players. This guy could be a franchise player. We don't know yet. But there is a lot of medium elites. The highest ranked defenseman is Eminger at number 9. So that's interesting. So yeah, it's not a heavy draft in terms of defenders. Like you have a defender at 9, you have a defender at 17, 18. So there is a good chance that we aren't getting ourselves a good defender in the early going this year, which kind of sucks, but hopefully next year. And we might get ourselves a very nice forward addition. I probably don't want to have the top pick if it's Quay Visto because we already have 2 really good centers, but some of these wingers would look really good on our team for sure. Like some of them are snipers and power forwards, and we know those type of things simulate really well. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll simulate likely up to the trade deadline. We'll see how our team is doing at that stage. Hopefully we're not in a good position, and hopefully we're still getting good production from our young prospects. Send us down below, and I'll see you guys next time.